If throughout this pandemic you have felt a lack of hope about where things are headed, you're certainly not alone. And I think this is a place where both vaccinated and unvaccinated people can completely connect, because the reality of this situation is things have been very uncertain for a long time. And a lot of this is the doing of political and government policy. Now, people around the world have become very frustrated with this policy and have been organizing in a number of different ways to help push back against it. Here in Canada, the Trucker Freedom Convoy has been a demonstration that's made its way all the way to Ottawa to ask the Trudeau government to drop all COVID-related mandates in Canada. Now, this demonstration has been characterized in a number of different ways by mainstream media and influential social media users, but oftentimes this is not based on the reality of what's actually happening on the ground. The Pulse's own Nicole Murphy is on the ground in Ottawa, seeing firsthand what the vibe is like. Check out this story.
Glenn, what's happening on your truck here?
While I was sleeping last night, I went to bed at midnight and woke up at 6:30. So in that 6.5 hours, somebody put all this food on my trailer. I had been parked down by the canal on the Queensway in Delaware, so somebody dropped that off. I woke up this morning, but there's roughly, I had probably 50 boxes of food with probably 10 or 12 packages in a box, so a tremendous amount. I don't know who it was. Most bags have little notes in, thank you notes and appreciation, and a little card that somebody wrote, so it's just awesome to be part of the fringe minority. We're looking out for each other's food, so I'm proud to be part of this. And I came all the way from Hairston, the other side of Kitchener, and I come down, left Thursday, and I came here. I don't know when I'm going home, but I came to try to make a statement. So
what have you seen on this trip here?
Well, I left Drumbo on Thursday around 1:30 because that's where my group was to meet. And on most overpasses, pretty well every overpass, and in the side of the roads, people by the hundreds are waving and cheering, and I've never blew my horn so much as I did in the last few days. And I've driven truck for 37 years, but yeah, it's never saw support like this, ever.
And how do you feel?
It just, yeah, it's very overwhelming to me, and sometimes I get tears about it, right? The people that have reached out, and it's just unreal, the support. So I'm proud to be part of following the different crowd. Did not go along with the crowd for 2 years, and now I'm following a different crowd this past week, and I'm proud of it. And there's a lot of support, so come here to Ottawa and hopefully with a lot of other people to make a statement, and hopefully can see some change. And it's not all about truckers, it's about freedom for everyone. That's the way I feel.
To me, this whole movement, last resource to take Canada back.
Yes!
Now, I have the advantage of not crying on camera right now because I already did so prior to making this video, but it is truly a touching thing to hear and to see, and to see the connection and humanity that we have not seen so much throughout the course of this pandemic. Being so isolated, being so locked away, having government and politicians tell us how things are going to go and how things are going to be, regardless of what the science says, has put people in a position where we're quite disconnected with each other. And in that space, we're also more divided and more angry with each other. So when you see events like this happen, you're seeing people not really think about the humanitarian aspect of this, but are grasping at straws to determine who's racist, who's bad, who's not following science, and who's doing this and who's. We're stuck in this place where we're not concerned about what the true meaning of this is and what things are truly about. And we have to ask the question, why is that? What has actually led us here? And of course, we go back to government policy, right? This is what has led us to this position. Has it worked? Has the vaccine ended this pandemic? I mean, initially it was, oh, we only need 60 or 70% of people to be fully vaccinated. Now we need 80%. Now we need 90%. Now we need every single person in every single country vaccinated for this pandemic to end. At what point are we going to realize that the political policy does not at all match the science, and the goalpost is always going to move? This is not a virus that can be contained with a vaccine, and therefore mandates simply do not make any sense. And as humanity begins to realize that and comes together and connects once again, just like you're seeing in this particular story, we start to realize that it is going to be up to us as people to come together, to be in our hearts, and to connect in a meaningful way, demanding that government comes to their senses and changes the policies that are simply never going to work to end this pandemic. It's time to get our freedoms back, and what is happening in Ottawa and how the amount of people that are joining this around the world is the first step in truly seeing that start to happen.